Hi everyone, it's Jim here. I love this Dyson Cyclone vacuum cleaner. What a great design. And James Dyson, when he was originally developing the concept, actually did 5,127 prototypes over a period of a couple of years. That's absolutely amazing, but that's what it takes to get a really good design. And that's what my session is all about at Mindcamp this year, is how do we take this kind of prototyping process and accelerate it for objects, processes, users, experiences, and it's going to be done with rapid visual processing or rapid visual prototyping. Just basically how to sketch ideas out quickly on paper and develop them. So come on down to my studio. Let's have a closer look at what I'm talking about. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. Come on, let's go.
Well, here we are down in my studio. Been working away on the session. Let's clear this stuff away and have a closer look at what we're talking about. So as we mentioned, Dyson started doing prototypes of vacuum cleaners. But he just didn't do like one prototype. He did like lots of prototypes. He did tons of them over and over and over again. Crazy numbers of them. Why did he do so many? Well, it's really the fastest way to push an idea forward, because in the learning, it comes from the doing. So that's why he did so many. Actually, the order of 5,127 of them. But it's not just objects like vacuum cleaners you can do. It's processes, objects, experiences, and the testing of them all. That's what we're going to look at. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to look at a really cool model. It's kind of, the only way to describe it is like a three-stage booster rocket. And stage one of that booster rocket is all about the brainstorm, the ideation phase at the beginning. Stage two, that's about what I call power sketching, starting to noodle out the thing on paper. And then the final stage three that's where we get into the cool stuff, the handstorm, the actual building of the prototypes, which is what we're really going to focus on this session. But how do we ignite this thing and blast the whole thing off? Well, we're going to take these three concepts and we're going to apply them to something I call the design funnel. It's a process we're going to dig to in the session. We're going to frame it all up for you so you can get a closer look at it and really dig into something called the design funnel. It's a great little process to hang all of the techniques onto. So from there, what we're going to do is we're really going to focus on the handstorming piece. And one thing we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of a concept that artists use called Maquette Building. So if an artist is building, say, a sculpture, for example, they'll do a small scale model of it first, try and figure out and get an understanding of what it's going to look like in the big scale, just like Dyson did with all of his prototypes. It really leads to a lot of insight, and that's called maquettes. The really cool thing is it leads to something called constructive perception, a great concept we'll learn more about in the session. And something else we want to look at is the actual, iterative process of prototyping. So we take a concept and we do iterations on it. We take another one, we do iterations on it. And that's what we do with prototyping a lot. We just take another one, we do iterations on it. Pretty cool, does a lot of good. And that's called iterative prototyping. But there's a little bit of a concern here. Sometimes it can lead to something called, fixation. And fixation is where we get a basic concept and it's kind of hard to break out of it. You just get variations on a theme. So what do we do to get around that? Well, we do something called parallel prototyping, where we actually do intentionally different concepts at one time for a problem and then compare them crosswise. And by doing that, we get some new, real cool insights. And we call that, parallel prototyping. And we'll look at that when we do our maquette building as well. So folks, there we have it. It's a lot more than just vacuum cleaner building. It's, a whole bunch more like objects and experiences. So join me, Jim Ridge, at Just Build It at Mindcamp X this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to look at things again like Poet, the design funnel, power sketching, maquettes, constructive perception, iterative prototyping, which can cause fixation, and parallel prototyping. So, looking forward to seeing you all there. Bye-bye. Have a great summer.